This is the FFR Trading Market Minute, and this is the SPY, the ETF for the S&P 500. Again, it's kind of a proxy for the overall U.S. stock market anyway. We had a nice gap up. This was yesterday on Wednesday. I'm doing this recording on Thursday here. A little transitional candle here. You can see we are overbought on the RSI here, but the moving average, or the RSI, has not crossed below the moving average here. When we see that, like you saw back here, we were overbought this whole time as the market was rising. But once it did cross back below its moving average, so the black line crossed the red line here, it was on this day here. That low on that day got taken out the next day, and that's when we started to see a pullback to the moving average here, filling some gaps back prior. So I'm looking for the same thing. Why? Because we don't have any supply up here. We don't have any resistance up here. We're at new all-time highs. So this is uncharted territory to the upside. So a couple of things. We've got a gap to fill below the market here. If we do end up closing, near the lows today and that RSI has crossed, then we'll see if they take out whatever the low is today. I expect they'll fill this gap here, maybe even get back to the 20-period moving average here. You've got another gap to fill. It's pretty much been filled back there, so the next ones will be way back here. But this is our first step here. If we do break this high, right, I expect that we'll probably run up somewhere around that 550 area in the SPY. But if we take a look at the VIX here, the chart of the daily VIX here tends to be inverse, has an inverse relation to the SPY. So as we see the VIX moving lower, right, that's our S&P moving higher. But you can see the the VIX here is starting to bounce, and this is an area where we've seen some reversals here in the VIX, down around this 1180, 85, 88 area. And so again, we've kind of come down to that level, starting to bounce again. So we do have some confirmation that the VIX is in, we'll call it some support, that may bounce. And if the VIX bounces, chances are the S&P is pulling back. So again, we're overbought, up in this area here. Again, a transitional candle, so we may get a reversal, fill this gap back down here. Like I said, if this RSI does end up closing below its moving average wherever we close today, and whatever today's low is on Thursday, if that low gets taken out, then they should fill this gap, maybe even get back to the 20-period moving average, and then we'll see where the RSI is. You can see when the RSI bottoms out here, that's a good indication when the S&P is an uptrend that a bottom is forming, and we should get a rally there. So we'll look and see if we do end up getting a new buying opportunity, if we get some kind of sell-off here. Like I said, if they break this high, we may get a run-up into that 550 area in SPY. Not a ton of economic data for next week. We've got retail sales on Tuesday and Friday's S&P Global Manufacturing PMI and Services PMI. Hope that helps. Have a great rest of your trading week. We'll see you back next week in the FFR Trading Market Minute.